Can you smell my verbena, Paul?
I can.
Can you? It's lovely, isn't it? I've just freshened up. Freshened up.
Can you smell my lentil and carrot soup?
Yes, I can. It's pervading throughout the house, Paul.
That's my cologne.
Oh.
My eau de carrot and lentil soup.
We've just eaten. Well, we ate about an hour ago. It's very, very late. Very, very late, Paul, isn't it? It's Saturday afternoon and it's gone dull.
It has.
Hasn't it? It's gone dull. Grey clouds are coming in thick and fast.
You were just saying that you were hoping that the sun wasn't going to come out because it'll do things for the camera.
Well, I like my settings as they are, and we have a little bit of lighting in here, and if the sun comes out, it'll get very bright.
I think it's more likely going to rain.
Yeah, I think it is. I think you're right. Anyway, good morning, evening, night, day, whenever, 2 other times.
What are the 2 other times?
I don't know.
Lunchtime and supper time.
Whatever time it is that you are joining us, you're very, very welcome. This show is called
Sunday Chat.
I am Richard and this is
Paul.
Yeah, sorry. It's rather thuggish. Thuggish and working class.
We are working
Yeah,
class.
we are. Yeah, we are, totally. Totally working class.
Yeah.
What was I saying? Yes, welcome. Bloody, welcome to the show. It's just going to be a quick one this week. We've been busy, haven't we, Paul? We've been busy doing things.
Yeah. All week?
Yeah?
Yeah. All week.
It's always busy, isn't it? I've been doing bits of gardening and houseplant care, and you'll see my videos, part 1 and part 2, here on our YouTube channel. So watch them, enjoy them. Enjoy them.
Are you going to do a new series called A Week at the House?
No, I'm not doing any new series. I'm not making any promises. I'm not saying, oh, I'm going to do a daily vlog. I'm not saying any of that.
I'm so pleased about that.
I just had to do quite a bit of a houseplant care.
Yeah.
And I thought I'd take you along for the ride.
Yeah. And cleaning your pots.
Cleaning my pots, all of those things, selecting my pots as well. I went on a pot haul.
And you were you cut a lot of leaves off your spider plants.
Well, they need help. Because if you just leave the long leaves on, it's going to just put the effort into making those leaves grow. So you cut them back and hopefully encourage new growth.
Trim them.
Well, I cut them back.
Well, you trim the plant by cutting those back.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's what I said.
Yeah, it has been sort of quite busy, really.
Yeah, we're always busy.
And
Always
throughout
on the
the
go.
week, there's been things sort of going on, and I had to write a long email to Vanessa at For Her Sake the other day, so following up on that, and I don't know. It seems to have been one of those weeks where a lot of people have been asking questions and needing answers.
That's usually why people ask questions, Paul.
I know, unless they're rhetorical.
Yes, that's true.
Is it?
I don't know. Is it?
I don't think any of the questions I got asked this week were rhetorical, though. Yeah, I think they did all need an answer. So, yeah. So it's really funny, though.
Is it?
I talk about this a little bit in A Week at the Plot. Today's A Week at the Plot. Because doing Sunday chat in the afternoon really sort of threw me a bit today. Because we always do it on a Saturday morning. But because you were doing the editing of your videos, we're doing it now in the afternoon.
We're breaking the day up in a sensible way. Otherwise, I would be sat at the computer all day long. And I didn't want to do that.
But it throws my schedule.
Well, it throws my it throws my schedule as well, Paul, because ordinarily I'd be on the sofa now having a little afternoon sleep.
You had to sleep, yep. That's why you didn't do your video yesterday, because you napped yesterday.
I did have a little nap.
Yeah.
So what? Go sue me.
Oh, it's gone windy.
Oh, it means a storm's coming. N-E-M, Toto. Anyway, let's get on with the show. Weather, great. Oh. Who is that?
That's the doorbell.
Well, you better go and get it. It'll be Amazon with my delivery. I've ordered my eye cream.
Gosh, thank you.
Thank
You're
you.
getting wet. You need an umbrella. Bye. It's raining.
It's raining. The storm has blown in as we're talking. Where have you gone?
Wash my hands.
Oh, he's just received this parcel, so we do have to wash our hands after receiving a parcel. One doesn't know where that parcel has been.
Are you chatting?
Waiting for you. Just waiting. Can't you see I'm waiting for you?
She was getting a bit wet.
Good. It's raining.
I
That's
think
what
when that
happens.
wind came in, it must have been at exactly the same time the rain came down.
Good. So, the weather this week has been changeable pour le printemps.
Dans le jardin.
Dans le jardin.
What was that?
Yeah, it's kind of like we've got April's weather in May.
Yeah,
Isn't
April
it?
showers.
Really, it's really changeable. But we do get stormy weather in May as well because, remember my very famous viral storm video that many of you joined us because of was May. Both of them. It was the end of May.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Had you cast a clout by then?
No, because ne'er cast a clout until May is out. But that's not the month of May.
No.
We're talking about May Blossom, and the May Blossom has been out.
It's out.
It's out. So, that
'Cause
doesn't work.
That's hawthorn.
It doesn't work.
But when they say is out, they don't mean is in blossom.
Until it's finished.
They mean has gone over.
Yes.
So ne'er cast a clout till
Until the
May,
May Blossom is finished.
out. It's finished.
Yes.
The hawthorn is finished.
Well, I mean, who knows? Who knows what the weather's going to be like? It's been so changeable the past few years, really, if you think about it. So different, so unusual, so not seasonable. You know.
Well, interestingly, Thomas Shafanakaduda yesterday.
Who lives in this area?
Yesterday, he explained why an app will change hour by hour, how the forecast
Did he?
changes hour by hour, particularly at this time of year, because it's so difficult to predict where showers are going to be
Well,
and
they're
how
lo-
he's they're going to be.
localised, aren't
Because
they?
they're so localised.
Yes, I've taken photos and shared them.
Have you?
Yes. Did you not see my cloudburst photos on Planet Vegetaria? That's a Facebook group by Rich and Paul since 2017. That's contractual. Did you not see them? In the distance with the bursts. Well, there you go. Localised showers. So, yeah, the weather has been changeable, stormy, wet, damp, humid, warm again. Nobody knows what to wear, do they, Paul?
No.
No.
And it's
they
cold.
don't. It's cold again today.
It's
Cold,
gonna
cold,
be
cold.
Thunder.
Well, Thomas did say there would be a chance of storms, hot and cold air mixing together, brewing, building.
Bosoms.
Lovely, can't wait. Bring it on. Bring it on. So, what has been happening? What has been happening? Stuff around the house. The skip went.
The skip has gone.
And that was quite good, actually. Because
though it was an anxious day.
Well, let me get to it. Let me get to it, Paul. Let me tell the story, build the mood. As you know, the delivery of the skip was a little bit riddled with anxiety because cars had to be moved. And I said in my vlog, the difficulty around here, in a nutshell, is you don't always know whose cars are parked. And if somebody parks their car and leaves it for the day to go and work somewhere, you don't know who they are or how to get hold of them.
Or even longer.
Because
of our closeness to a station on the underground that goes directly to Heathrow, some people park in our road and will be gone for months because they might be travelling somewhere. Mightn't they?
Yeah, but not for much longer.
No.
When we get a controlled parking zone for residents only, or people that hold visitor permits. Anyway, so, you know, it's a narrow street, parked cars everywhere, absolutely fine if you know who the cars belong to.
Yeah.
So we were kind of waiting for the skip to be removed and on tenterhooks because we were sort of trying to keep track of whose cars were parked in the street.
Yeah.
And the guy arrived and I said, would you like this car moving? We can move this car and that car. And he went, no, just that one. We went, are you sure? And he went, yeah. And he manoeuvred beautifully, Paul, didn't he?
He was fabulous.
He was hot.
He was fabulous.
In more ways than one.
Was he? He was quite petite.
I thought he was sweet.
I thought he was lovely.
He was very polite.
And we've got a buddleia that's self-seeded on our boundary.
Oh, yeah.
And we've cut it back. And when he was putting the arms down to pull the skip back in, it started going into the buddleia, didn't it?
It did, and he cared.
And
he cared.
He stopped the arms and he came and he split the buddleia so that the arm would go down the V. Yeah.
Like a euphemism.
Yeah, that's what
He split my buddleia.
Oh dear. There we are.
That's tickled my fancy.
Yeah.
Shush! Silence! Enough. What else were we going to say? Oh yeah, that's gone. So we've ordered a little man to come along next week to survey the trees.
Yeah.
So we can talk about tree work. Because trees need lopping.
In our back garden.
Not cutting down,
No.
lopping, shaping, taking under control.
I think there's one that might come out.
There's a couple, actually.
Yeah.
There's a palm tree which is so poorly squashed between other trees it's never developed, or it's stopped developing.
Yeah.
I think that it's pointless having that there, so I think that will calm down. But anyway, we're not going to go into details around that just yet.
Are you going to do a video on that when it happens?
I don't know. I'm more focused on safety, the property, what's happening when those kind of jobs are being done, rather than filming it on my phone. Do you know what I mean? You've got to be focused and ready to help out or assist or, just be present.
But actually, the guy's coming this week just to give us a quote.
Just to survey and give a quote. Yeah,
see what work
fine.
needs to be done, and now, of course, we've got access to the front.
Yeah.
So that's great.
It's all good.
And I was told the other day that some of the cost of the work is actually doing the tipping of the wood chips after they've chipped it.
But you can take the wood chips.
So we'll see if we can get a discount because we can use the wood chips at the plot.
Get them taken down to the plot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
lovely.
or to the site, because I won't be using any on the plot, but we can use it on the site.
pathways.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's some pathways where there's a bit of wear and tear, and it's quite good at this time of year to put some wood chip down, and then grass can start growing through it and all of that. So yeah.
Great. It's a win-win.
Yeah, hopefully.
If you can reuse garden waste in
Yeah.
that way, that is a great thing to do. Why don't you use it then as a mulch, Paul?
Because the large tree that is going to be lopped
The eucalyptus.
is eucalyptus, and therefore it's not great to use as a mulch because of its toxicity and the resins in it.
Oh.
So we're not going to be using that as a mulch.
Oh.
If you put it into a sort of pallet compost bin and let it break down, because it would break down really well, then that's a different matter. And I don't know if you've ever seen a pile of wood chips, but they create an enormous amount of heat at their centre. We've had several loads delivered to the community gardens over the years, and when we've got into the heart of the wood chip pile, after maybe a week or so, the amount of ash in that middle of that pile is quite incredible.
Why does that happen? Why?
Well,
Why?
it's just, I don't know really. I don't know.
Is it biological processes
Yeah.
that are insulated?
Yeah, but I'm not quite sure how it all kicks off really.
Oh, it's interesting, isn't it?
Mm.
It's fascinating. Lovely.
I suppose it becomes anaerobic if it's right in the middle of the pile and there's no air getting in. It must get anaerobic and the heat starts to build up.
And actually ignites.
It sort of smoulders rather than a fire. It's
But if you were to add oxygen to that, then it would.
Yeah, it would. Yeah.
So it could spontaneously combust.
Exactly. Yeah, that's what happens. I mean, that's what happens in a lot of waste places.
Yes.
You get that. So in tips and things like that, they have spontaneous combustion.
That's
It's
nice.
quite dangerous, really. Yeah.
Why?
Well, because if somebody has put things that they shouldn't into general waste and there's spontaneous combustion, if it's next to a gas canister, that gas canister could explode as well.
True,
so that
Paul.
could be very dangerous.
Very clever,
Yeah.
Paul.
So it's all those sort of volatile gases.
Lovely.
Yeah.
So, anyway, we're going to be picking up my dad's car quite soon.
Yeah, that will be good.
Having a little trip north.
Yeah, just for the day. So that will be good.
Yeah,
Um,
that's great. I'm really grateful and can't wait for that to happen because it means we can start going out and about on our trips,
Yeah.
our walks, go over to see Vivi, stuff like that. We will be mobile again, which is really good, really great.
we've been looking at insurance, obviously.
Oh yeah.
And for the last, I think we've only ever had one car, haven't we?
No, we've had 2 cars.
Oh yeah, we've had 2 cars. But I think I've been the lead on both of them, haven't I?
We've had 3 cars.
Not at the same time.
No, at different times.
So over
we had
the years,
2 cars at the same time.
yeah, we had the Merc and the Citroen at the same time, didn't we? So I've been the lead driver. I've always organised the insurances and things. So I've been the lead driver, and I think for the Citroen I was the registered owner as well. And you did a quote, didn't you?
Yeah.
And it came in at over £400,
Yeah.
and that was just for basic insurance. And I said to Richard, that can't be right. You must have put something in wrong.
It wasn't basic insurance, it was comprehensive insurance.
Well, it was comprehensive insurance, but it wasn't breakdown assistance,
No.
it wasn't legal,
No.
it wasn't this, it wasn't that.
No.
It was basic comprehensive insurance. And I said, that can't be right. And then I did one, and it came in at half the price.
Yeah.
And we haven't quite worked out why that would be, because we both had a driving licence for about the same length of time. We've both driven for the same amount of years.
Blah, blah, blah.
Yeah. And the only thing that we can think of is that because I've been the lead driver for 27 years or whatever, since we've had a car together, it must be something to do with that. But I still don't quite understand that.
No, anyway.
Yeah.
Anyway, it doesn't matter, does it?
No. So we're
going
sorting
to sort that out,
yeah.
which is great. Is it sorted?
Not yet, no.
Well, we need a cover note.
Well,
yeah.
Yeah, well, you only get a cover note via... You don't actually need a cover note these days. You get your paperwork via email and it's on the portal of whatever insurance company and you just download it.
Okay.
You don't get anything through the post.
All right.
Yeah. I don't think that makes it any cheaper though.
So, lovely. What have we watched on TV this week, Paul?
We watched the last ever episode of Superstore. And I have to say, I shed a few tears at the end. I thought it was the perfect ending for a show which actually is really, really good. It's not always been a perfect show, but I think it's had really good characters. But I think the particular ending that they did for the whole season,
it was lovely.
For the whole series of seasons, was delightful.
It was lovely. It was very, what's the word? It was idyllic.
Yeah.
Actually, idyllic. It was satisfying. It was hopeful. You know? I mean, they've got a chance for a couple of spin-offs if they wanted to. Yeah. Quite easily.
I think the Cheyenne one has been ditched. There was going to be a Cheyenne one which isn't going ahead. But you know what? The characters are just so great that it would be easy to do that. And who knows, maybe like Will and Grace and maybe like Friends, which I've never ever seen, but I know has got another episode coming up. Maybe something will happen in the future and there'll be another series.
It's about budgets and money and things like that, isn't it, I guess, and availability of people. But it was, I mean, it's a show that we watched a lot throughout the past year.
Have we watched it throughout the past year or have we just watched it this year? I think we started it this year.
Well, I've been following them for a while on Facebook.
Right.
Because they did a campaign on Facebook about it, and that's how I got to know it.
And I saw it on ITV2, and I started recording it on ITV2. And I think we watched series 4 and 5, I think, on ITV2, and then it became available on Netflix, so we watched the whole again.
I mean, the secret of Superstore really is the familiar setting. We're all familiar with superstores, megastores. But it's the characters. It's the strong characters and the relationships and, you know, how the actors manage to maintain those characters so well throughout all of the seasons, and you fall in love with them. I mean, even characters like Carol.
Yeah.
I love Carol, but she's horrible, but great.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah. And Marcus is not particularly. He's not particularly a nice person, but he's a really nice person.
And Justine.
Yeah.
Love Justine. Love Sandra. I think Sandra's probably my favourite.
I think so.
Dina. Yeah, they're all great. Let's not name them all.
No, but it is a lovely series and a fitting ending.
And
definitely.
We have continued with Colony. Look, it's blue now.
Yeah, blue and sunny.
With bright white clouds fluffing up. Colony, wow. They put them through the ringer in this season, haven't they?
Yeah.
Wow. Colony is a series, if you've not heard about it, I think we've talked about it before. It's a series about basically aliens arriving on the planet and basically setting up colonies,
Yeah.
fenced-in colonies in certain cities, zoning the earth or the countries into different areas and controlling the population in different ways. And it's very interesting, and you follow the fate of a family who are involved in a resistance movement against the occupiers, or the hosts as they're called. And the hosts employ humans in high positions, put them in high positions to control these colonies.
They control the government effectively.
Yeah, and we're sort of learning about all these different things that are going on. There are different things being revealed to us week by week, and the family are being put through the ringer.
But really put through the ringer
Yeah,
this
it's
time.
it's quite harrowing in many ways. It's yeah, it does have moments of slight light relief.
Yeah.
And that's all we're going to say. There are 3 seasons, I believe. Yeah.
Yeah, this
Yeah,
the
this
third
is the
season.
third season.
So there were 2 seasons, and then it got canned, and then for some reason this third season has come about. I'm not quite sure how.
But it is.
But there's a really nasty character in it who you sort of can't help liking, which I think is really interesting.
I don't like him.
Well, I mean,
I think he's horrid.
Well, he is horrid, but he's not.
But you always need that character,
Yeah.
don't you? In this kind of show, you have. It's like Dallas or Dynasty.
Yeah.
Dallas. We loved to hate JR, and Dynasty. We loved to hate Alexis. Yeah.
Gosh.
Or aspired to be Alexis. Either way. Yeah, that's what makes it work. You've got to have light and shade.
Yeah. Yeah.
You have to. That's what life's all about.
It's got lots of twists in it, and what's good is that certain things happen, and you just do not expect things to happen, but you can see the thread of how they have happened.
Yeah. Okay.
Which
let's
I think
move on now from that. God.
RuPaul's Drag Race Down Under.
It's moving forwards. I'm still not overblown by it. The look of it, and I'm not sure why, it's quite small. The runway's smaller. It's got a feeling of how RuPaul was when it started. There's a fuzziness about it.
Is that just BBC?
I don't know. I'm not sure.
Because BBC iPlayer is always a bit fuzzy.
Well,
I
look,
find
the
things
first
like that.
couple of seasons of RuPaul's Drag Race, there was lots of filters going on.
Yeah.
And it's kind of got that fuzziness about it. So I don't know why that is. The Queens... I can't even remember who got voted off.
It was the one from they run the 2 clubs they run the club together in New Zealand.
Anita.
It's the other one.
Anita, was it?
The shorter one.
Oh,
the one with not such an animated face.
This is the thing, if the Queens don't really grab you early on, you struggle. I struggle to remember who's who.
Yeah, I do.
At this stage. It's when it gets in a little bit further you start to sort of go, oh, that's my favourite. She's great, or she's got the best look, and blah, blah, blah. So, early days. But we did have guest stars Danny and Kylie Minogue.
Yes. I think the one that I do like is it Karen from Finance?
Oh, Karen from Finance, yeah.
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 Because I think we all know that character.
Yeah.
We all know that character.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's all good. We watched the monthly instalment of The Sky at Night.
We did.
Which we always enjoy, but I did fall asleep, I think, at one stage.
You did fall asleep, yeah.
But that happens. Put a science programme on if you want to fall asleep.
And the Chinese have just got to Mars, haven't
Yes,
they?
they have, but we haven't seen an awful lot about it. There's not been a big to-do and hoo-ha about it, has there? Like
Well,
the
no.
Americans.
I think they sort of keep things like that very much to themselves and then feed out the news, don't they?
Well, in case it all goes wrong.
Yeah.
So they can decide how to lie about it.
How to portray what happens.
Okay, so that's all good. Good news. Good news, a new season of Bosch is coming soon. Summer, I believe.
June the 21st.
So
auspicious day.
Looking forward to that, very much so. If you've not seen Bosch, it's a procedural police drama.
On Amazon.
Quite moody, quite stylish.
I think it's great.
Without being, when I say stylish, it's not like, highly fashionable or anything like that. But it's got a classiness about it. I hate that word, but it has. It's got a tasteful, stylish intro.
It's got a brilliant intro. Absolutely brilliant.
And he lives in a fabulous, fabulous house.
Overlooking Los Angeles.
Yeah. And it's just got it's got a quiet, moody air about it, hasn't it?
So
it's
anyway,
very well produced.
So this one that starts on the 21st of June is the final series of Bosch, but I've read that they're going to be doing a spin-off series with Bosch's daughter and Honey Doodah, who's one of the... Is she the prosecution? No, defence. She's state defence, I think.
So there you go. You heard it here. Not first, but whatever.
I did watch another film with quite a big actor in it, but I can't remember. The film was terrible. I just switched off. It was on Netflix.
Well, that's useful, Paul. Thank you.
It was. Who's the one that does the Christmas movies that aren't Christmas? Die Hard. Who's the guy in that?
Bruce Willis.
I think it was Bruce Willis. Or is it Arnold Schwarzenegger?
Doesn't matter if you don't know what it was, Paul. Really,
I just couldn't get into it. No.
Really?
It's got 2 words and it's on Netflix, and I didn't get into it.
Anyway. Anywho. There's just one final thing left.
What?
Word of the week.
Word of the week!
My word of the week this week is Hornswoggle.
Oh.
Hornswoggle. Or Hornswoggle. Hornswoggle.
So is it actually something to do with horns?
What's that? Oh, it's a bin.
Somebody putting their bins out.
No.
No. Is it to do with a sound? A sound stretching?
No.
Is it something naughty?
No.
I'm
surprised you don't know this, Hornswoggle.
Swoggle.
Hornswoggle.
I don't know.
It's trickery or deceit.
Really? So you can be a hornswoggler?
Or that's a load of old hornswoggle, I guess. Or he's full of hornswoggle.
Oh, right.
Something like that, I would imagine.
Gobbledygook.
Anyway, gobbledygook is a load of old rubbish.
Yeah.
But this is trickery or deceit.
Right, okay.
To hornswoggle somebody.
Something. Yeah.
Oh, it's going dark now, you see.
You hornswoggler, you.
So, that's it for this week's Sunday chat. It's just a short one this week because we've got stuff to do.
Stuff to do. People to see.
No people to see.
No people to see.
Just stuff to do. Things to do. Editing to perform.
Editing.
So thank you for joining us this week for a quick one. It was a pleasure.
There's a lot of cars going up and down our road at the moment. I mean, just generally, there's a different traffic thing, isn't there? Oh yeah, I'm going off, yeah. We're going.
We're going now. Thank you very much for joining us this week. Thank you. Take care, and we'll see you very soon.
Bye.
Bye for now.